everyone, welcome back. I'm Lisa Michael from the Michael Sullivan Group, and I wanted to welcome you back into the Home Buying Bootcamp video series. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to talk about the home buying process and things you need to know. So last week we talked about the buyer consultation and how you can get started by having a consultation with a real estate agent, whether it's Tara or I or somebody else, to really start talking about the process, learning about what you need to know so that you walk in understanding all of the different steps so that there aren't any surprises along the way. So this week we're going to talk about getting pre-approved. We really like to call this the step where you're truly getting super serious about your home buying process. When you get pre-approved, you understand how much you can spend, you understand how much your monthly payments are going to be, what you qualify for a loan. You start to understand what kind of loan options there are. And all of those kinds of things are important when you start looking for homes. So let's get started. So what does it mean to get pre-approved? Why is that important? So getting pre-approved really means that you have spoken with a lender, you have provided him with some information, him or her, with some information about your financial situation. So you've provided some information on your income, any specific debt that you have. They're going to run a credit report, a credit check to understand what your credit score is, some of those kinds of things, and they're going to take that information and then look at how much you can be pre-approved for, so how much you could borrow, and then what specific loans that you qualify for. And this is something that changes, different loans are brought in all the time, but what your credit score is, what you have for a down payment, all of that information will help them determine what is the best loan for you. And it could be an FHA, first-time homebuyers loan. It could be a veterans loan. It could just be a 30-year conventional fixed loan. But they'll go through all of those options of what you actually qualify for, and in discussing with them that information, they'll determine what's the best one. So the kind of information, I've kind of already touched on this, but the kind of information they're going to look for, they're going to want to know your income. So some pay stubs are going to be important. They're going to verify your employment. They're going to need your social security number in order to run your credit check to get your credit score. Getting your pre-approval is super important because once you do find the house that you really like, you need a pre-approval when you submit your offer. Most sellers are not going to take an offer without a pre-approval seriously. They're not going to negotiate with you or really have a conversation with you as the buyer unless they know that you've already had that conversation. You either have the cash to buy the house or you've been pre-approved with a lender in order to borrow the money required to purchase the house. So the other thing that, when you speak to your lender, you'll start to understand what the monthly expenses are. Okay, if I borrow $300,000, what is my monthly payment going to look like? What am I going to be paying for taxes and insurance? All of those pieces are important so that you understand what your monthly payment is going to be, and if you're comfortable with that payment. The last thing you want to be is what they call house poor. And yes, you can make your monthly mortgage payment, but you don't get to do any of the other things that make life enjoyable. So those are, some of the things that are important as you're going through. If you don't have a lender in mind, feel free to let us know. Most real estate agents have a pool of lenders that they work with all the time that they can refer you to that can help you through the process. Tara and I certainly have a few that we use all the time that are great. and we would be more than happy to share their information with you. The other thing you may want to do up front is run your own credit score, or run your own credit report. Because sometimes there are things on your credit report you didn't realize were there. Maybe it's a mistake, so there's something you need to get corrected. Or maybe there's something lingering on there from several years ago that you forgot about that's impacting your credit. Any good lender will help you or discuss ways to fix that if there is a problem, ways to try to help make your credit score higher, because if you're a couple points off from qualifying for a specific loan, it might be worth holding off for a month or so, or a couple of months, in order to get some things adjusted so that your credit score comes up and you qualify for that loan. All of that is things that a good lender can help you with. We think getting pre-approved is really one of the major first steps in buying a house. You don't want to skip this step and start looking for houses. Find one that you fall in love with and realize it's more money. It's too much money and you can't afford it. That's heartbreaking, and you're then going to compare every house you look at to it that is in your price range, and that is going to be hard. So we don't want that to happen to people, which is why we always recommend getting your pre-approval first so that you don't have that issue. So that's all I've got for the moment. Thank you for watching this video. Next week, we're going to start talking about the house hunting process and what that looks like, and how we can get you set up on a custom search. So please tune in next week, and hope you have a great day. Bye, guys.